A very good morning to you. You're watching the Fixed Wing Guide channel with me, Stuart Lomas. It's Monday morning, and it is a beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. The sun's shining, the sky is absolutely clear of any cloud, and as long as the weather carries on like this, I will be delighted. I'm away for a couple of days as of tomorrow. I'm going across to Ireland, which is where my partner comes from, and we're going to a family wedding there in Dublin, which should be a little bit of a hoolie, I think. So quite looking forward to that. What I want to talk about in this one is, it's only a short one I think. Jeffrey McMahon, who's one of my subscribers, and I subscribe to him, he was basically saying that, I'm assuming over the weekend he went browsing at watches, as we all like to do. And he was saying the analogy he came up with was that he was the best neighbourhood garage fighter. He'd beaten everybody in the neighbourhood, so he was the king in his own little pond, etc. And he went out and he saw, and I think he said either it was a Tag or a Breitling. Sorry, Jeffrey, I can't remember. And he said it was $7,000. And it said it made him realise that what had happened was that realisation had taken him into the next fighter league, where all of a sudden he was a nobody and he tapped out within the first 30 seconds of his bout, and he realised that he wasn't actually playing with the big boys. And he also said that potentially this was the point that made him realise that he should pull out of the watch collecting game. I'm a little bit saddened by that, Jeffrey, I have to say. I think the thing is that you have a collection of watches that you obviously adore, as we all do. And it doesn't, as I've said previously, it doesn't matter whether your watch collection is worth tens of thousands of dollars or pounds, or hundreds of dollars or pounds. It doesn't matter. The worthiness of your collection is you, as the collector, as the wearer, as the lover of the timepieces which you own. And to hear that somebody has been knocked back by seeing a watch brand that is financially outside your actual affordability or just your comfort zone, because you have, quite rightly, other needs for your money, because I know you have a couple of little girls who are brilliant, by the way. I find it quite sad. We all who collect watches, most of us are not massively rich. Most of us have to save for the timepieces that we yearn after. And personally, if I had an idea of a watch, or I saw a watch that was beautiful and really spoke to me, but it was thousands and thousands of pounds, it may obviously knock me back and make me think, oh, just so expensive, but it's lovely. It wouldn't make me think for 1 minute, maybe I'm in the wrong game here. It isn't, Jeffrey, it's not a competition. It's what's right for you. If that $7,000 watch is a grail piece, something that you really would love to own, that it isn't a qualification. You don't need to own that to be worthy. If you wish, you can make that as being an aspirational piece and put it on your wish list. And over 12 months, 24 months, whatever, if you can afford to put X amount of money away, once all bills are dealt with, once there's food on the table, once there's shoes for your children, and also make sure that your wife's happy, any money that you have left, put in the bank, open a separate bank account, say, that's the watch account, and at some point in the future, I will be able to buy that £7,000 watch. It's exactly what I did with my Omega Seamaster 300. It's exactly what I did. It saddened me greatly that you feel that watch has knocked you back. Please don't allow it to do that. It doesn't make you as a watch collector any less worthy. It doesn't make your collection of watches any less worthy. It's what you have is the collection that speaks for you. And as I said earlier, it doesn't matter whether on your collection you've spent tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars, which you obviously have. It's not about the money. It's about what the watches that speak to you. It's about the watches that look good on your wrist and that also feel right on your wrist. I'm sure there are lots of people out there who would disagree. There are watch snobs out there who would say to you, you know, you do need to push yourself to go up those imaginary levels. Try to steer clear of that kind of thinking, because it's destructive. As soon as you start to think that you're not in with the big boys, whoever the big boys are, I have no idea. But you know, just because there are people like Archie out there who own very desirable pieces in some people's eyes, not mine, wouldn't touch a solid gold piece, too flashy. There are even people like me. I am now fortunate to own a Rolex and an Omega, but one I inherited and one I bought cheap. You know, it's about managing your desire. And it's about realizing that this is the watch collecting thing. It's not about anybody else. It's not about keeping up with your next door neighbour. It's not about keeping up with your mate who you see down in a bar. It's not keeping up with Archie. It's not about keeping up with any of this little circle of watch nutcases who talk on YouTube. It's not about keeping up with us. It's about, you know, it's about keeping up with that little voice that's inside you that's saying, oh, you know, I'd really love to have one of those. And I don't know whether you're going to go down this route. There are guys out there who will never buy second-hand or pre-loved. I will. Archie, even Archie, God bless him, advocates buying second-hand. Why not? If you can get a good watch that's been loved, and there are some out there are some dogs out there, but there are some watches out there that have been loved and cherished, and somebody, my view is that a lot of these pucker watches that are being sold are somebody who's hit upon hard times, and maybe life has been a little bit shitty to them, and things have gone so wrong, and what has got to go is one of their pride and joys, which is perhaps their wristwatch. So you get a watch which has been loved, it's been polished, it's been serviced, you know, it's got the box, it's got the papers, and you're getting it for, you know, half the price of a new one, maybe, you know, 30% of the price of a new one. What's wrong with that? So maybe the watch that you've seen for $7,000, yes, okay, it may well be a new model, possibly, but give it 12 months, you know, so you can save, and if you decide in 12 months that you still like it, because remember, you only like it right now. You may not like it later because tastes change, or you may find something else that you like, but if you do still like it in 12 months, you will find a new old stock, for instance, or even a second-hand one which has been loved and cherished that then you can spend your money on. So my request of you, my hope for you, is that you don't feel as though you've been knocked out of the competition, as it were, because it isn't a competition. The only competition at the end of the day is with yourself. Forget what I say, forget what everybody else says who offers expert opinions out there, and as you know, I'm not an expert, and do what's right for you. So don't pull out of it, you know, give yourself a couple of days, decide whether that watch is going to be on your wish list, and if it is, put money aside, any money you can afford to put aside, save for it, then the saving for it will make the purchase of it all the sweeter. So I guess that's it, Jeffrey. I hope you don't pull out of the watch collecting game. You obviously love your collection as it stands. You also love your family as it stands, and I think your priorities will be in the right place. But it isn't a competition. You're not out there against some of the big boys, and the only reason you will be out there against some of the big boys is if you perceive it that way. So that's it. Anybody else watching this, if you support my view of what Jeffrey should do, drop me a line down below. Better still, drop him a line. Do him a video. You tell him what you think about where he seems to be in his head right now. But don't opt out of this, Jeffrey. It's a great little hobby, and at the end of the day, as I said, the competition's only with yourself. You can go as far as you like, but always buy what you like. Okay? That's the first ramble of today. By all means, let me know down below what you think. If you have any other questions or queries, down below as always. If you want me to put my spin on anything on a video, down below as always. Not like Archie, I don't charge. And thank you very much indeed for continuing to subscribe, everybody. It's a great pleasure to see the numbers creeping up now all the time, far more than I ever anticipated. So that's it for now. I shall speak to you soon. Bye bye.